welcome everyone to the podcast number one with practice number one.
Yeah,
I'm here with Daniel Ansell. My name is Guy McGovern,
that's me.
and
Yep.
this is just practice.
This is basically, it's like the foundation
Yeah.
of the whole thing, really. I suppose if this works out, we'll continue this method.
With more guests.
Yeah, with more guests. This is the first one.
Yeah, we wouldn't start this officially without more guests. I mean, you can do a podcast with only one other person, but of course it is not the
No, this
same
is good.
experience.
2 people's good, man.
We don't have the money or the technology to be a proper podcast, of course.
Yeah,
you got to start somewhere, man. With our AirPods, and we're just doing this on voice memo.
And we made an agreement. We were like, okay, we're gonna make this half an hour, no longer, no shorter. You know, if it gets to the half an hour point and we're halfway through a certain topic or whatnot, we'll finish it up. But this is basically just half an hour of just fucking dialogue, conversation, completely natural, no script. You know, right now we're in my backyard. We're sitting on couches. Guy is across from me, and we have our coffees. I've got my vanilla vape. And just so you all know, yes, I'm trying to quit cigarettes. Trying. And I say trying because I've slipped up a few times. Guy knows this.
By the way, the date today is the 8th of July, 2019. Just to state. Continue. Just thought I'd state that.
And also the time is 6:30 p.m. That's weird. I was just thinking that. I was just thinking it'd be 6:30. That's
anyway, smoking.
But so I'd say about a month ago now, maybe more, I had decided to quit, and I decided to invest a bit of money into a vape. For the sake of quitting, you know, I didn't really buy a vape to get a vape. I kind of bought a vape for compensation. And, for the sake of being able to move on to something else. But, I've been going alright. I've had about 5 darts or so throughout this whole month. And I've saved a fuckload of money. You know, I used to buy a pouch every week and a half, man. I mean, it's like $40 every week and a half. And, you know, it takes me about maybe 3 weeks to get through a bottle of juice.
Yeah.
It's fucking good, man. And, you know, you got a vape as well, didn't you?
But I bought it not necessarily, like, I've never smoked, never had a cigarette in my life, nor do I intend to.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's exactly what you want. And, just for the record, I don't want to encourage this man to smoke either.
I mean, you've asked, and I've always said respectfully, that's okay.
Yeah, see, it's fucking stupid that I even offer
but it's not, because it's a matter of courtesy, and that's just the way things are. And I don't really mind that.
Guy won't even try my vape because it's got nicotine in it.
I have tried your vape, but you know what? I promised I wouldn't do anything with tobacco.
Yeah. Well, nicotine.
Nicotine is
addictive,
too, but cigarettes are just something else entirely. It's just a vape. Yeah. It's liquid. It's different.
Well, the thing is, it's funny how, like, you know, people will see products like cigarettes and nicotine and whatnot as being addictive, and almost like they're the only products that are addictive, but they're not. You know, there's so many products that are advertised on our day-to-day life that have addictive qualities and are addicting.
Sugar.
But yeah,
I'm completely addicted to
everywhere. Hey, dude, and you're not the only one, man. I'm a victim of that, and God knows how many other people we know are victims of that too.
Yeah.
But you can't acknowledge
tobacco was advertised. You know, in the 80s and 60s and all that, they were, you know, advertising tobacco. Will it ever become a stage?
We're all addicts,
will they ever
man.
become a stage where
all
people
addicts.
won't advertise, you know, fast food and sugary drinks? Yeah. Will that ever become a thing?
And think about how much fast food's glorified.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
There's literally movies and documentaries about these products.
Yeah.
Documentaries about how they demonize these products, but still people watch them and they go, oh yeah, and then they'll go to Macca's and just do the exact same thing.
Dude, people who are addicted to sugar aren't call themselves addicts because they can't even confront that idea. They don't even realize it, man. People that are considered addicts are the people that are...
We're literally drinking sugar
They
right
regularly
now.
do horrible substances.
We're drinking sugar right now. Literally, that's what we're doing.
Totally, man.
And people do this every morning, man, like an addict.
Yeah. I suppose like the whole point is that like you know you can't single out people that have these so-called addictions like cigarettes and whatnot because we're all fucking
Exactly,
addicts,
yeah.
dude. You know, we're in the same
Yep.
spot, man. You try and quit
Yeah,
sugar, you
no,
know? See
I've
what that'll
tried.
do to you.
It's not easy. I
It's
couldn't do
fucking
it.
insane, dude. Sugar's in everything we eat,
Milk.
man.
It's in milk.
Milk.
I tried. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I'm not going to have sugar. And then I looked at the milk, what was in milk, and a lot of sugar is in milk. I was like, well, I can't not drink milk. I mean, I can, but that's.
And that's the thing. There's so many products that your body actually turns into sugar. Like if you eat pasta, for example, your body will turn that into sugar. That's what your body
Yeah.
does when it
Yeah.
processes it. So no
You
pasta
really
then, bro.
can't
Not even pasta.
physically avoid
No,
it.
it's not. It's beyond things that just taste like
Mm.
sugar. It's
Yeah.
anything, dude. Bread turns into
Hmm.
sugar as well. Crazy, man. You know, it's
Exactly.
you really gotta do your fucking research if you want to actually say that you've quit sugar.
You
You
can't,
know,
though. Even. You
well you
can, but
can, but
it's got to be.
it's difficult, man. It's
Like quitting
difficult.
tobacco is one of the most difficult things someone can go through. But at the same
You know,
time, is
it
you
puts things
can
into perspective once you go through
exactly
something worse, though.
exactly, but you
You know.
can easily not just go and buy tobacco because tobacco is not the food that you eat and the things you
Oh yeah,
drink.
totally.
It's something that is
It's a lot easier to quit tobacco than it is to quit
exactly
sugar, man.
sugar is in
Sugar's everywhere.
everything, nearly everything. About 80% of food and
It's
drink.
funny. I didn't expect us to have this kind of
Well,
conversation
we
when we
just
were
started
first
talking,
starting
man.
this
This
out.
is where it's gone.
Yeah, it
We've
just
just kind of
happens, dude. It
just
just happens.
talked, and this is where it's come. You know,
Don't eat sugar, people. Well, I mean, you know, we can't talk. We're victims of it.
exactly. I'm a
Sugar's
sugar
everywhere. That's the
addict.
point. Yeah.
I'm a really crappy food addict as well. You know? I've been trying to lose all the weight, and I have just because I was sick for nearly a whole month last month,
Mm,
and I completely lost my appetite. I
mm.
took, I got Uber Eats for the first time. I took 2 bites of a burger, and I nearly wanted to throw up because it was that bad.
Yeah.
I just wasted all that money, and I couldn't eat it. I literally
Goddamn.
couldn't. My body was like, "No, you're
Mm.
not gonna
Just
eat this,"
rejecting it straight
and I
up.
just
Yeah.
couldn't. And I couldn't eat anything for like the next day. It was only like my dad and my dad's girlfriend made a very nice and nutritious chicken soup. She's a nurse. She gave us, my dad
Sounds
gave
nutritious.
us like, dropped off like this care package of things, like big fucking tub of chicken soup, Panadol,
Providing the
tea,
goods for the boys.
everything. And that soup was really good because it was like,
Mm.
your body was like, ah. It wasn't like, oh shit. You know, you know what I
Just
mean?
descriptive.
It
Yeah.
accepted it, and I was like the only way I could eat. And yeah,
I noticed like the first couple weeks of me trying to quit cigarettes, my like craving for junk food, you know,
mm,
sugary shit, really
spiked, yeah,
increased
because
because my body just needs that
hmm
hit,
hmm
you know. I need that like that what do you call it? That
yeah,
thrill,
of
you know,
course,
something like that. Your body just needs that like lift in
yeah,
serotonin, and so if it's like okay, I can't find
hmm
nicotine anywhere, you know, there's no smoke to
yeah,
go into my lungs, you know, I need junk food, I
yeah,
need Big Macs, I need chips, chocolate,
yeah.
and it just happens, man. Your body
You need it, yeah.
compensates. If it lacks
Hmm.
something, it'll take even more of something else.
Exactly right. Yeah,
But it's a matter of you know eventually being able to balance
balance.
it
Yeah,
all out. You can't
yeah.
have too much of anything.
I think in the last few weeks, I've very, very correctly balanced the way I eat because I recently I really just haven't been taking up food. I used to take food up to my room all the time after dinner. I was like, you know,
Mm.
I'm feeling kind of peckish. I'm gonna get the chips that I know are in my pantry. And but gradually, my mum has just bought less and less junk food. So I've gone to the
Yeah,
pantry and looked for like chips or fucking chocolate. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking eat something. And then there's just been nothing appetizing. I'm like, oh shit. So I've closed the pantry and gone back upstairs and just gone to bed with that feeling of like, nah, man, you gotta eat. But I've had to like, there's nothing, dude. Like,
mm.
you're not gonna eat. So yeah,
And that's the thing. It doesn't ultimately lead to anything. There's no ultimate satisfaction at the
yeah,
end.
exactly.
You can eat as much as you want
Yeah,
to eat, but you're always going to be in the same
exactly. Yeah,
spot,
go down for more.
regardless. It's a
Yeah.
cycle, man. It's a
So
vicious
I've
cycle.
just tried to stop, and that's helped a lot. I've lost 6 kilos after the last month,
Yeah, well done,
and
man.
I've
That's
kind of
good.
like
That's good shit.
I was in the shower this morning, and I kind of looked at because I have like my belly is bigger than any like part of my body right now in terms of weight. like what you can notice the most is my stomach, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of looked down, and it wasn't as big as it is, and I was like, you know what, this could be
Progress,
great,
dude.
yeah.
Let's talk about our day, man. It's been a fucking weird one.
It's been
It really has.
very strange.
So right. So we met up on the
We went
bus.
up on the bus. This
Caught the
was
bus to
this was
Greensboro.
at 12:45 p.m.
Yeah, around that. And we agreed to meet at 1. We met at Greensboro. Well, I mean, we met on the bus, and then the bus was going to Greensboro. Got off at Greensboro, met the girl, yada yada. And then we got the train to the city because we were going to go to the aquarium.
Yes.
Melbourne
We
Aquarium.
both decided that morning we wanted to go to the aquarium. We weren't really.
Yeah, and we had talked in the past about going to the aquarium as well. It was kind of like an idea that we had in the back of our mind.
It was kind of just like a revisiting moment.
It's like a nostalgia sort of thing.
Exactly.
You know, last time I went to the aquarium, I was a kid. And I can't even remember when exactly that was. I just have like these images. You know, I remember the tunnel, for example. You know, you go in and there's glass everywhere. This giant glass tunnel. You know, you see the huge sharks swimming above you.
I don't ever remember people being that shit though.
Oh, dude, the people fucked it. Like I glorified the aquarium in my mind. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be
we're gonna
like
look
good.
at some sharks.
I had high expectations, man. And look, don't get me wrong, the fish are amazing.
We really appreciated. Literally, we were looking at seahorses, and we're like, wow, this is amazing.
Dude, seahorses
and
are
at
crazy.
the same time, we were just
man.
talking about seahorses, and at the same time, me and Daniel said, "This is life." We
Yeah,
said that.
true. We were like, this is like synchronized.
We said that at the exact same time. And we looked at each other like, holy shit.
It is, man. It's a weirdly spiritual experience to really go through.
It was in that moment we were like, yeah, this is cool. And then we left, and it was like, well, let me just get past these 7 children who are the size of my knees.
I mean, yeah, it was loud, man.
People
are
loud,
it was chaotic.
dude.
People are very inconsiderate.
So
like for example, you know, there was a moment where me and Guy were, you know, we saw a thing of jellyfish. You know, I'm like, oh, cool, let's go look at the jellyfish. This woman, you know, she's got her phone out, taking pictures of her kids right in front of the jellyfish. She's telling us, she's like, excuse me, like we have to move out of the way.
We have to move, yeah.
So she can take photos of her children next to. Dude, there's other people that want to look at this shit. You can't prioritize yourself and your family.
Just look at the fucking jellyfish.
Look at it, man. Exactly. Don't worry
when
about
are you
photos.
going to look at those photos?
A photo takes a second to take. You don't need to go, excuse me, give me like 30 seconds. Dude, it's one tap of your phone and then it's all done. That's the whole thing.
Well, that's it.
One tap of your phone. I mean, that's the whole moment.
I feel like not nearly enough people.
And we were pretty respectful.
Yeah, we were just...
Like, we didn't crack at anyone. We were just noticing all this shit happening to us. And
we were just witnessing the general public being the general public in a place like that.
Well, it's not the general public.
Well, yeah, it's just... Oh, man. People were weird.
It's just some people, man.
People were weird the whole day. The whole day.
Yeah.
It wasn't just at the aquarium. It was mostly at the aquarium. But, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no, I walked into the aquarium kind of expecting, like, the same kind of audience that you'd get at, like, a art gallery.
Yeah.
You know, there's a fair amount of people, but they're all quiet. You know, they're all quiet, like, kind of whispering to each other.
Appreciating things.
But, man... I mean, we should have expected it, though. You know, it's a family-friendly environment. There's going to be kids running around. It was loud as shit, dude. I couldn't even hear anything, really.
Not a single square inch you looked, and there wasn't a pram.
That's very true. I swear, every elevator we went in, there was a giant pram.
Every single person you passed nearly had a pram. Or a little child with
a lot of families. Dude, come to think of it, I didn't really see many teenagers.
No, I saw maybe 3.
Yeah.
3 teenagers.
And there wasn't really many teenagers just like hanging out with their
because people don't do
friends.
that. And I think that's a fair choice because I felt a bit out of place.
I don't want to go back there.
There's no point.
Having that experience and knowing what the crowd is like doesn't make me want to go back again. And plus, we paid like $40.
$35.
$35 because we got concession. We got away with it.
We saved about $6, $7.
Yeah, and even still, that's like nothing, man. And crazy thing. So when you walk in, before the journey even begins, you get a photo taken of yourself. And we were like, oh, sweet, pose for the photo. And then they're like, all right, you can go on, next waiting, whatever. So we just went on. And at the end of our experience, we come up to
Hmm.
this lady and she's like, "Oh, is this a photo of you two?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so they
Yeah,
find our
we looked at
photo
the photos and they're like,
and we looked at
yeah.
it and we're like, "Oh, sweet, cool." And then she was like, "Yeah, so this will be just $39.99 if you guys want this photo."
Like, and I looked at it like, what?
$40 for a photo of
With
us,
a
dude.
booklet that we were never gonna read.
Dude, that's the same amount that we paid to go to the aquarium in the first place.
More than
You're
we paid.
expecting us more, and you're expecting us to pay double just for a photo
More than double.
of
More
us.
than double.
Man, we could have just gone up to someone and been like, "Hey, can you take a photo of us with my phone?"
Yeah.
Sure, and then that's
Yeah,
it.
we could have done the exact same thing. We could have gotten someone from behind and said, go to that photographer and just take a picture
Holy fuck,
instead of him. And we would have gotten that free easy done. But
that's pretty much
yeah,
$80.
80
80
bucks
bucks
to
for the
go
aquarium
in
and then a
and
photo.
for a singular photo and a booklet that we were never going to acknowledge ever again. Because why would we need to do that? Because we were just in there.
No. And also, there was a 4D movie playing.
4D movie.
4D, they say. Ice Age
Yeah,
movie.
it was the
Shittest thing.
second Ice Age movie with the dinosaurs in it.
Yeah, and you said it was basically just the movie just
Yeah,
chopped
it
up.
was literally
Because they
the
shortened it.
2 hour. I don't know how long that movie is.
I'd say it's
It's
about 20
about
minutes.
2 hour movie chopped up into a 20-minute period. It
Yeah.
started with the sloth falling
So
down.
it wasn't even like a
No,
solo
no.
project. Like, it was actually
It
just the
was
same
just a
movie, just
movie
bits and
put
pieces
into
put together.
3D on the screen and some really cheap, shitty 4D effects.
Yeah, the so-called 4D was like, they had
Hmm.
fans
Massive
that would just
fans.
fucking,
Yeah,
they would drown out the sound of
exactly.
the
So
movie,
every
dude.
time there was someone flying, the fans would just go
And they just like,
like that.
did not sound
And it
real,
was
man.
just like, well, now I don't know what's
And
going on.
they had like, I don't even know, like, if someone got punched or
Hmm.
hit, they'd have like a strobe light.
Yeah.
Like, can you tell me how the physics of
Mm.
that work in any way?
And there was
It makes
there was
sense.
like this one like thing in the seat that would like knock your back, but it was very small. It
Yeah.
was kind of just like
Anytime there was
it
like a
was kind of just
bump,
like an
it was just like
elbow
this thing
jab,
that,
but it wasn't like
yeah,
the
it's
full seat.
annoying.
So I was like,
It was annoying,
just
dude.
sound.
It was taking me out of the
It just
experience.
feels like someone's fucking knocking me in the like in the hip. It wasn't like
Yeah.
directly behind you either. It was like
No.
in the hip. It was like, why is someone doing that? But it was
Just imagine
yeah.
watching a movie and then someone just elbows you every
And
now and then. You'd just be
there
like,
were
what the
just
fuck?
quick, short, and sharp blows of air to the back of the side of your head, not directly behind you. When like
Yeah.
something like hit or something, there was like a blow to the head with air, which makes sense. It
That was
was
fun.
bad, and the movie was bad. It just wasn't
Complete
a
experience,
movie
man.
at all.
No, it was odd.
The kids were like, "Oh wow, I'm getting knocked in the back," but I mean that's what they're there for, you know.
Yeah, the whole
It's
thing's
a
for kids,
younger
man.
audience.
That's
I
the
think
thing.
that's what we realized too. The whole thing's a younger
Yeah.
audience, which it really shouldn't be. I feel like adults should be
Yeah, it
allowed
shouldn't.
to look at
Dude,
a
the
shark.
aquarium should be like a universal thing. Any age should
I'm
be
sure
able to
like an
enjoy
old
something like that.
person would be like, "Holy fuck, that's a
Yeah, and
shark,"
that's the
you
thing.
know?
Like, everyone's welcome to the
Yeah,
aquarium, but it's
but
not the
it's like,
same because there's always going to be
but
kids
it's
there.
like,
There's always going to
yeah,
be
an old
screaming
person
and
would hate
fucking.
the aquarium just because of how loud it is. You know?
It just takes you out of the experience, man. You can't like have an adult experience really if there's just kids everywhere, just fucking being
Hmm.
kids, and it makes sense, man. You got to let them have their fun. Yeah, it was disappointing. The aquarium was disappointing and expensive and a ripoff.
Well, you know what?
But I'm glad we did it
Yeah,
because now we know.
and it's something we can both talk about and look back on together
Yeah,
as
exactly, man.
one just really crappy, underwhelming experience.
And that it's officially stopped me from wanting to go there
Mm.
anymore because for
So if
ages I've
anyone
been
asks,
wanting to
like, do you
go.
want to go to the aquarium? I'm just going to be like,
Like,
not
no,
really.
I already know
I'll just
exactly
be,
what it
not
is.
really, man. I'm just.
Yeah.
And people, oh, why not? It's the aquarium. It's like, it's just loud people. Like, yeah, the animals are cool, but is it worth $35? $42, actually? Because that's what you're going to pay to go in and be exhausted in 2 hours' time for no reason.
Crazy, man. But,
Oh, the
the sharks and
game,
the
the
stingrays are pretty cool.
plastic environment game. So
Oh, holy
we were
fuck.
going up the levels just to see if there was any more
Wow.
shit that we could look at that was cool. And we stumbled upon this tiny little like game area.
And we didn't even use the energy to
No, we
actually
weren't
do
going to
it.
play it.
We
No,
just
we were
looked at
just
it.
looking at it. And there was this game.
Not even worth the
And
energy, man.
it was this game where you had to target plastic bags in the ocean and pick them up and take them out. A game
Not
about
actually having it
a
happen
game simulating saving the environment.
when you're not actually
So
saving the environment.
people
How fucked?
spent time and energy
They
creating
would have hired a bunch of
a
designers,
bunch of
all this
video
shit.
game creators.
Yeah, think about how expensive it
Yeah,
is to make a game, dude.
even a
Any game.
machine just to put it in the bloody place.
Exactly.
The time and energy to
Exactly.
put it in the place. So people spent, someone came up with this idea and decided to use people's time, energy, and money to put this game in the aquarium. And
But the people
yeah,
who made it would have loved it
yeah,
because they're getting paid.
yeah,
They got
exactly.
no problem. You know, they
And
don't care.
they chose to do that instead of use money to actually save the environment.
It's just
That
fucked, dude.
is
Because it's like
horrible.
it's horrible, man.
That
It's
is,
evil. It's
yeah,
straight up
you said
evil.
that in the thing. It's like, that
Yeah.
is such an evil thing to do.
It didn't even take me long to
Yeah.
realize that. We saw it and I was like, yeah, no, that's evil. Like, you're
Awful.
simulating saving the
Mhm.
planet, and then at the same time, there's also this huge crisis going
Such
on
like
about
a
actually needing to
fat,
save the planet.
greedy, rich themed video
Exactly.
game.
Dude, if you have the energy and the time and the money to actually make this shit, why aren't you just replacing that with real life problems?
Mhm. Why
Saving
don't
the
you
actual
get a
ocean.
few people to go and clean up the beaches
Bro,
and actually do something instead of,
it's just consumption, man. It's just to
and
keep people
kids
consuming things.
play that game. Kids are like,
Exactly.
wow, plastic out of the ocean. Go to the
Yeah.
beach and do that then. Like,
And dude, the kids will play this game thinking like, oh yeah, I'm playing this because this is just what the
mhm.
world's like. They just accept it. They go, oh yeah, well, there's plastic in the ocean.
But that's the thing.
Just
There are
like
so many
everywhere.
games that are like
This
that,
shit
but
should
are
be
just different.
normalized, dude. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
sad,
It
man.
was
It's
really
sad.
sad to look at that. I was like, holy shit, is that even? That's real. Like, that's
It's like
saving the
fucking.
environment simulator. Why
Yep.
don't you just go and save?
Even though the actual environment's fucked, it just sucks, man. Because like, what's that doing, right? That's just making people sit down and stare at a screen. You know, actually, like in your brain, you would start to convince yourself that maybe you're doing something good, but you're not. They're
You're
doing
in a
You're doing
seat.
exactly what they want you to do.
You're in a seat, looking at a screen, picking up
Fuck.
simulated plastic bags from a simulated ocean.
plastic bags.
This
man.
is a real problem that you're looking at, and you feel like you're doing good, but you're not. And people are getting paid for you to feel that way.
How fucked. This is not going to inspire people, dude. It's just going to make shit worse. Like,
And think about,
if you want to, if you actually care about the world, you would never, ever consider going, let's just like make a game that's just simulating saving the world. What's that going to do? Where's the progress in that? That's just like taking a step backwards
exactly.
into what you should
You're
actually be doing.
preventing the planet from surviving.
You're going,
Doing that.
if you know, if we're trying to figure out a way to make the planet struggle for even longer, let's just make a game about
But
saving
at the
the
same
world.
time, both you and me aren't saving the planet right now either. You know what I mean?
No, totally not. But at least it's good that
We can
acknowledge
acknowledge
that
that
that's fucking
that's
stupid.
fucked. I'd rather go to a beach and pick up plastic than play that game 100%.
Like we would have had to pay more money to play
We
that.
literally, on the way here,
What a
looked
waste
in
of
the
time.
Yarra
Yeah, there was
River.
like a line of people
No.
fucking getting ready to
Yeah,
play it.
but like on the way here, we looked in the Yarra River, plastic everywhere.
Oh yeah,
In like one of the corner of like,
the Yarra's so
it
filthy,
was
man.
gross, man. We were looking at that like,
And
holy
the
shit.
rubbish isn't just in that corner, dude.
Yeah.
That's just the shit you can
Yeah.
see. You know, if you go under that water, if that water was transparent, there'd be rubbish everywhere. 'Cause everyone could see.
Everywhere.
And I bet the reason it's so thick, the water is so thick, is because there's so much.
That's just pollution.
Yeah. And the water's filthy, man. It's not healthy. It's
You
not
go
healthy
in
at
there,
all.
you're gonna get a disease 100%. One of the most unhealthy things to do in Melbourne is to jump in the Yarra River.
It's just sad.
It is. It's terrible, man. And they make a game in the building right next to a polluted river about saving water.
It's like making a game about like saving the race war.
Yeah.
While there's a race
It's
war
like,
happening.
help these races fight against white supremacy. It's like, well,
Imagine a world of white supremacy, and then there's games about like saving the race war. What the fuck's that gonna do? That's just gonna have people sit on their ass and just let the race war in real life continue. It's just distractions,
and it's
man.
time
It's
wasting.
all distractions. time
You
wasting
could be using
distraction.
this time that you're using to play this game to actually be making a difference. But so could we.
And these
So
people
could
are
we.
wealthy as
This
fuck.
includes both you and me. We could be
It's
saving
true,
the planet
but
right now instead of doing this podcast, but we choose not to.
yeah, but we don't have the
No,
power
exactly.
to.
Exactly.
The people who make these games have the power
exactly.
to do
The
that.
people who chose to make this
Where do you
game.
think they get this money from, man? Where do you think they can even get the rights
You
to
have
make
the
this
money to
game?
make this game and to hire people to make it.
Money is power, dude.
Yeah.
The more money you have, the
And
more power you
that's
have, the more influence you got.
fucked.
It's fucked, man. There's some evil people out there. People that want to make fucking simulated fucking...
Yeah. We are almost done.
Yeah, we were fucking 26 minutes.
Oh, wow.
This whole time's passed,
I feel
man.
like we have so much more to talk about, but like...
No, we gotta keep it half an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
We do. We gotta keep it as a promise. Because, this is a test run.
Yes.
We'll upload this, we'll show the people. And, if it works out, then we'll make more. But, yeah, weird day, right? Weird day. We got KFC after that.
Yeah, and we just couldn't find a place to eat. The KFC was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was filthy as fuck.
It was sticky.
There was one table we were gonna sit at, and then guys like, dude, this is sticky as. Like
The table
was
was
sticky, the seats were
filthy,
sticky,
man.
and so we left and we moved.
We could have
somewhere else,
eaten there, but I was like, this is just the absolute low when it comes to fast food. It was.
Well,
It could be worse, but it was like this was one of the worst KFCs
It just looked a
I've
bit
ever
gross.
stepped in.
The staff looked
The
kind
staff
of
were
shit.
so out of it, man. I don't know why, but they just had that appearance of being like, "Yeah, have a nice day." Oh,
I mean, honestly, that's what I'm like.
yeah, but it's like,
I get it. Like, I can
okay,
get where they're coming from because I know how it feels to be working a job like that, and then just to feel.
But just the
shit
whole
while it's
like
happening.
atmosphere in there was like, ooh,
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, but anyway, we chose to.
Yeah,
We moved somewhere else. We sat down at this like cafe outing, just away from the cafe a bit, but it was still the seating, like in this corner. We're like, we're not doing anything. We'll clean up. We'll be nice. And we ate most of our meal. Well, I did.
I ate like one.
I ate most of my thing, and the nice Italian waiter came up. Like, sorry, you guys.
Yeah, sorry, my friend.
My friends
He said
got
some
to
shit like that.
move. The manager killed you.
Yeah, I
And I was
respect
like,
him for that. I was like, whatever.
all right. That's kind of sucks, but we were like, all right. And then we sat at
And then we
another
moved.
like big cafe. We sat at like the last
just
seat,
another set of
and
tables.
we were
Finish our food.
And
then you got a boost.
Yeah, I got a boost.
Fuck, a lot of consumption today.
Yeah.
Man. There's been a lot of consumption.
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ.
And like sugar, like everything else, consumption doesn't lead to any ultimately fulfilling feeling. It's all endless, man.
We can
no matter how much you
an unlimited
consume,
amount of coffee.
you're gonna want more and more and more. The more you consume, the more you want to consume. It's an endless chase, man. People need to realize that. It's fine if you want to consume, go ahead. But you need to realize that none of it is going to satisfy you. Ever. The satisfaction is temporary, man. It's not real happiness, so to speak.
We have 1 minute left on the first practice run of this podcast.
It's been enjoyable, dude.
This has been...
And it's flown by.
We could do this for the next 3 hours and not even know.
Yeah.
I thought there were...
And hopefully we can do
there were
that
another 15 minutes left.
Yeah. Time's flown by, man.
It's
been enjoyable.
And we have conversations like this regularly.
Yeah, that was the whole reason why we wanted to start this. Like, we talk about a lot of good shit all the time.
Before we credit let's credit who came up with this podcast. Me, Daniel Ansel, Jake Lonergan, and Adam Aquila.
Yeah, we're gonna have more guests. We're gonna have
last year we were all in Year 12 drama at Riverbank College, and I think it was Jake, or might have been me or you. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But we came up with the idea of a podcast pretty much exactly a year ago.
Yeah,
and
we've been wanting to do this for a long time.
We just had the idea today to get it going.
Try it out.
This
is a practice, man. There's nothing official about this.
Jake messaged me a few weeks ago saying, "Let's get this shit going," and then no one was available, and we kind of just like, whatever. But I think
it'll all unfold naturally.
I think Jake will be happy that we are actually starting this. And this could be a new way to record. I know this voice memo thing isn't exactly fantastic in terms of recording, but it's better than nothing. And to even get the opportunity to talk like this is a big big privilege.
Totally.
So
But
yeah,
yeah, hopefully there's more to come. You know, thanks for listening. If you really did listen all the way, then holy shit, man, we're pretty
yeah,
happy that you managed to listen to
yeah.
this whole
Thank you very
fucking
much.
thing. Half an hour. Shout out to everyone who listened to this whole thing.
Yes, we know it's not great because it's just only me and Daniel, but to be honest,
It'll get
it'll
better,
get
man.
better.
The
This is
merrier.
just,
You know.
we just talked about what happened today and
Yeah,
literally
that was just today,
consumption
man.
and other weird things. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you enjoy, guys.
Thank you very much for
Yeah.
listening. Tune in next
Uh,
time if there is one, which there definitely will be.
yeah. Fish Snake signing out.
This is Guy McGovern signing out. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.